Thanks for joining me in the basement. Today, my name's Jeremy, and what we've got here is kind of a basket case American Flyer Silver Flash number 481. And how do I know that this is a 481? Because all the decals are worn off of it. Well, there's a few ways you can identify it, but the really easy one is I just happen to have another 481 here that's in much better physical and operational condition. I've got a weird fascination with the Silver Flash models, and that's because the one that I just showed you, that was my father's, and the story with that goes that one of his buddies picked it up for him at a thrift sale in probably the 80s or something like that, and got it going for him and whatnot, and then I took over when I got into his trains and I fixed it up even more. But we're gonna look at that one too. But just in case you're interested in seeing that other model, I did do a video on it, and I'll put a card up here and you can check out that video. But let's move the camera closer and take a look at this one and see what it's going to take to hopefully get it going. Okay, so let's just take a quick peek at this. This engine's been through a lot. I picked this one up at an auction, Cabin Fever auction actually, and this was like in the bottom of a box with a pile of track, and I didn't even notice it at first, but since I love Silver Flash, I just had to get it once I discovered it. Yeah, but the auction was getting close to ending and it was going for a cheap price. I spotted this, like, oh, must have. So surprisingly the front logo still looks pretty good, but underneath it's kind of shocking. It's got both the couplers on it. Spring's doing okay there, but if we look here at the drive system, this wheel is loose and still okay. This one is locked up solid. This engine might have seen some water. Back ones are okay. This is a single motor unit, and it should have diesel roar inside here. I have not taken this apart yet. We are missing the front lamp assembly, but that's not too hard to get back. The engine itself is quite filthy, and we'll definitely give it a good scrub, even if that means taking off this decal. This is just a water-soluble decal that they used on here, whatever they used at the factory, but overall, most things are here. Another thing to look for is the screws. Looks like we got factory screws. We got a flathead here, flathead there. I don't see anything back in that corner, and surprisingly, there's nothing in the front, so we only got screws in the back, so that'll make it easy to take apart. Let's get a screwdriver and pop this thing open. One of the interesting things about my dad's model is it was wired incorrectly. The person who worked on it did the best they could, but one of the things I did was I got the diesel roar working and everything, and it definitely gets annoying after a while, but it's kind of a cool feature. Yeah, these are definitely factory screws. I like those. Alright, so only 2 screws. Like I said, this is the first time I've opened it up. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Okay, inside of the shell. Let's see, we got a big chunk missing out of that. The front ones look good, and the other ones actually look pretty good. So, overall, apart from the paint and stuff, the shell's not terrible. We're also missing our ladders, but that's okay. Yeah, this thing's definitely seen some water. The speaker is questionable condition. Definitely got some corrosion on here. The nut is missing. This is the device that makes the electrical portion of the sound. The speaker actually puts out your sound for the diesel roar, but somebody took the nut off of here, and this thing just, when it's going, just oscillates up and down. It's pretty cool. We got a wire here that is insulation is damaged on it. We got some bad wiring. I might need to rewire this guy. Got a broken wire here, so that's something we're going to need the wiring diagram for. I do have a Greenberg's guidebook. And how are we looking for the motor? Everything looks to be here though, so that is the important thing. So yeah, the headlight wires are taped off because they are missing. Oh, what do we got here? This is a bushing. I wonder if this goes, yeah, alright. Nice, this is good to have. This must be the bushing for the, yep, that guy fits right in there. Beautiful. Glad we got that. Alright, so I have to save that guy. So this thing can mount and be isolated from the frame. Alright. How the fingers looking here? Well, I don't see any holes in it. So, how's the back ones look? Yeah. The back fingers are worn out. There's a hole in each one, but we could probably make it work, but I might have a replacement on hand. Seems like the Flyer reverse units are... The fingers are a little more fragile than the Lionel. I'm just getting into Lionel stuff, but... I think the first thing we need to do is pop this truck off. Take a closer look at the motor. And I'm going to unsolder this. Let me grab the soldering iron. Sometimes the motto, go big or go home, applies. And this one it definitely does, because you want as much heat as possible quickly to pull this off. So I'll just put her on high, and this will be off hopefully in no time. Sometimes you need to add a little solder to remove solder. It seems a little counterintuitive, but we'll see if this guy loosens up. It's taking its time, isn't it? Let's grab some fresh solder. Alright. Here we go. Well, I think I'm going to have to tighten up my soldering iron here. Yeah, because that's not even melting the solder, is it? Not at all. Okay, let's tighten up those two screws. Those tend to get loose. Now, I've worked on a couple of these engines, but I'm definitely not well-versed, super well-versed in American Flyer stuff. Or Lionel, for that matter. But I know enough about a lot of stuff, and it definitely helps out. Okay, so we'll just tighten this up a little bit. Oh yeah. That should help. Let's try that. Oh yeah, you can feel the vibration of the gun even. There we go, much better. Let's put that on top here. And away she goes. Okay, I'm just trying to see if that solder is going to be too much of a blob on hand to get that out of there. But, yeah. Okay, any broken wires here? We do not. Okay, we've got a circlip on top here. Pull that guy off without having it fly around. That's the tough part. Here's our circlip. We're going to have a metal washer, and then we've got the fiber washer underneath here. Like I said, I might need to remove that solder. Let's get that off of there. There's a couple ways we can get the solder off. This is one way. This is desoldering braid. Works really nice. Basically sucks up the solder. I've also got like a solder sucker kind of a tool that would work as well. But of course the heat travels down, so I won't be able to hold my hand too long on here before it gets too hot. So there it just sucks up the solder. Works really nice. There we go. Got a little bit of solder on there. And we got it off the top. So let's see if that did it. Perfect. Now that's going to be a little hot there, so we'll just be careful of it here. Alright. So, what we got going on here, I'm just looking at all of my options. I am going to rewire this engine, so I could just cut the wires. Oh, we got a little bit of extra maneuvering room, so that's nice. We'll set it down on the side here. Let's move the camera. One more light on it. Got a green spring, that's bad. Means we got some corrosion on here. And let's see here, we got another fiber washer. Spacer there. It's nice that everything is here and all the parts are correct. Let's pull off this truck. This really isn't a how-to per se, it's just kind of how I'm going to tackle it. Okay. Well, it's dry in there. Let's just pull it all apart. Let's see here, we got some little screws on top here. These can be a bit of a bugger to get back together. I do have some 4-conductor wire like this that'll work really nice. There's a lot of different kind of screws on here too. This is the bearing retainer. Oh man, take a look at that, would you? Wow! Look at how nasty that is, jeez. That is crazy. Alright, we'll pull off these side plates here. We'll get the armature out of the way, hopefully. Now, if that screw wouldn't have turned that easily, I would have grabbed a different screwdriver, because this is too small a blade for that, and I don't want to damage it. There are services out there that'll put bushings in here for you, which I should do that to my Silver Flash. It's not the best runner, it's worn out. Okay, there's that guy. Got that guy there. There's a lot of little bits and pieces here. I'm not really well versed to know if this is the small motor or large motor or whatnot. We got some rust going on here. Kind of interesting. But, alright, let's pull out this other bearing. Retainer here. Putting a fair amount of force on top of the screw so I can remove it without stripping it out. Got the cover plate here. I'm gonna have to get another screwdriver for that. That one's not coming up. This one probably won't either. Trying not to break the wires or break the corner here. These are just fiberboard and they will break pretty easily. Pretty sure I broke the ones on Silver Flash. Oh, those are tough. I might heat those up with a soldering iron too. Let's see what we got going on here. You know, let's give that a shot. Let's try heating that up a little bit. I'm guessing that old lubricant is in there, because that is way too tight. We'll just count to 10. Nope. Alright, I'm going to get a different screwdriver set. This is my Wheeler Engineering screwdriver set that I picked up at the local farm and home store. It's basically used for, it's sold for like gunsmithing and stuff, but this is why I like this. We've got a ton of flatheads and we can find the exact one for the job. Then we can apply a lot more torque and hopefully not damage the screw. Okay, got a lot of different widths and thicknesses of blades in here. This one looks pretty good as far as the width goes. Or, yeah. Thickness, on the other hand. Can also go with a slightly wider blade in this case. My blades are a little out of alignment here. That one should work. Alright, let's try this one. Put some good downward pressure on it. Well, that's just coming right out. I wonder if the heat really did help. That wasn't any trouble at all. Wow, that's weird. Let's try this one without heating it. I don't know, man. You tell me. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe it's the right screwdriver for the right job. Ugh. That's kind of nasty. Austin's American Flyer channel is really good for repairing stuff. So is Mike Grandpa's Trains. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Okay, let's lift this out of here. Carefully extract this. We'll see. Oh, that's locked. Look at that thing. That guy is locked up solid. Just some old lubrication. So is this one. Wow. Look at that. So one way to loosen this up is heat. Other way is just solvent or whatnot. But I don't know if I want to soak. I don't want to soak this whole thing because I don't want the windings to get deteriorated or anything. So I'll probably try a little bit of heat and then flushing it out because it's the paraffin from the lubrication. There's our truck. Oh, what do you know? There it goes. Wow, this is amazing. So far, it doesn't seem too worn out. Nice. Wow. Okay. We're just doing total teardown right now. Oh boy. There's another instance where I need a better screwdriver. Like I said, I don't want to damage these things. That looks good. It's also the way these screwdriver tips are ground. It makes it a little better. Yeah, heck yeah. I would have damaged this screw had I kept going on with that one. The truck I'll definitely put in a degreaser. The rest of the truck here. Something that hopefully won't damage the rubber. Okay, how are we looking here? Oh, spring is gone in here. That helps pick up stuff, so I'll need a spring. This looks pretty good. Alrighty, so yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us. Alright. Let's move the camera. Well, let me just show you this silver flash. Toss it on the track here. This is American Models track, I believe. Could be Lido. You know, I don't remember. I think that's American Models. Turn on the transformer and see what she does. There's that diesel roar. We might just be locked into forward here. It's been a while since I've used it. I don't quite remember how I had it set up last. Yep. There we go. Let's move the camera. Well, this thing is in a lot better mechanical condition than I expected. I am really surprised. But it'll definitely be a fun restoration, or restoration as it is. I'm not going to go all super crazy. This thing isn't going to look like new when it's done, but it'll be fun for sure. So let me know what you think of it. How good of a run do you think it's going to be? I think it'll be pretty good because the motor doesn't look burned out. Time will tell. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you for part 2 of the series.